The Power of Two has had a weird new voting strategy where voting to save has been a thing since the BFB post split, but now two characters get eliminated every single episode, and in this video I'm going to be going over the TPOT characters that deserve a second chance and should return, at least in TPOT or another season. I'm going to be avoiding characters that have already competed a long time in a different season or are still competing in BFDIA, so I'm going to be avoiding characters like Fries or Coiny or Needle, just characters like that. The first character I'm going to be talking about is Basketball. Basketball had a lot of potential this season. Not even potential. I think Basketball is actually just really good this season. I love her arc with Robot Flower. I feel like she's probably the smartest character on this cast besides Golf Ball. And also just had a lot to do with the story, and she always really participated hard in the challenges and always tried to get her team to win. It was fun finally seeing Basketball get a good story relevance within the show, but then got cut really short in the season, which really sucks. And I know my returning vote is most likely going to go towards Basketball, but there are definitely other characters that I think deserve a second chance like Basketball. Next, I have Puffball. Puffball's been eliminated in TPOT and BFDIA really early, and it's sad to see because Puffball was very fun to watch in TPOT with her sabotaging other teams in the challenges and her new dynamic that she formed with Golf Ball. I feel like we finally got to see the real side of Puffball after we didn't really get to see that much of Puffball in BFB, watch her kind of evil side and how much she really cares about winning challenges. And again, we just saw a side of Puffball's personality we never got to see, and it's super entertaining while watching. I also really liked her friendship with Fries. I thought that was super cool on the show, and I really liked her dynamics throughout the whole story of the Power of Two. She didn't really have any good storylines going for Puffball or anything out of the ordinary that made her like a main character throughout the season, but it still feels like Puffball had a lot of potential going into this season. But sadly got eliminated super early on into the show, and I feel like Puffball would be a great character to get a second chance in the Power of Two. Another character I'd like to see return is Lightning. I feel like Lightning never really got explored that much as a character within the show, and Lightning had a lot of potential but kinda just fell short because of the Death Pact Again losing streak. And Lightning kinda got dealt a bad hand with being on a team with a bunch of other popular characters like Fanny, like Black Hole, like Marker, like Tree. And Lightning was just set up for failure from that point on after Death Pact kept losing and losing and losing and losing. But for the most part, I thought Lightning had a pretty good personality. Lightning felt pretty endearing, and could see Lightning keep on trying to improve themselves as a character and as a person, which I really appreciate. And it's like, I like seeing that in TPOT and BFDI with the character redemption arc, and I feel like Lightning could have had a really good one. But again, just got cut super short before Lightning could actually expand on their character. But I feel like if Lightning rejoined the show, I feel like they would have a perfect story for a redemption arc, learning from their mistakes while they got eliminated, trying to improve, especially after that dramatic elimination. Next, I have Barf Bag. I don't really think Barf Bag is a very high chance of rejoining TPOT just because Barf Bag got underutilized so much in the Power of Two, which is kind of ironic because two challenges really revolved around Barf Bag, but Barf Bag just didn't really have anything going for them in the season. They got eliminated really early because of it. Again, in BFB, Barf Bag was easily one of my favorite characters, being a really good voice of reason. I really liked her friendship with Spongy, but then as soon as TPOT started, they completely underutilized and stopped using Barf Bag's character for some reason, having no dynamics with any characters, and really had no importance to the show at all until Barf Bag's elimination. And the main reason why I want Barf Bag back is definitely not because of her performance in TPOT, but because of how she was in BFB, and I feel like TPOT needs more of that. I feel like TPOT needs more of these nice and voice of reason type of characters and all this craziness and arrogance that the cast has right now. I'm not saying the cast is bad or anything, or I don't like it, but I feel like it would be nice to add someone like Barf Bag and actually have them have an impact on the show. And it just sucks because I feel like Barf Bag had a really good potential going into the season too because of how well she did in BFB. But honestly, I think it would have been better for Barf Bag to stay in BFB instead of going to TPOT because they completely ruined her whole character. Another character that I feel like the same exact thing happened to was Cloudy. Cloudy had a great friendship with Baloney in BFB, and was really a big part of the Team Beep and was a huge part in BFB and probably was going to go really far from the show because a lot of people loved Cloudy's character, but then just got completely underutilized in the Power of Two and got eliminated super early because without Baloney, they really didn't know what to do with Cloudy's character. And then Cloudy just kind of felt like he became a glorified background character that no one really liked, or the writers just did not utilize in the slightest. They didn't even use really much in the challenges either, and then it was just an easy elimination. Again, I also don't think Cloudy is going to rejoin. I don't think it's going to be relatively close in the votes either, just because a lot of people already forgot about Cloudy's character. And I mean, I don't really blame them because BFB was so long ago, especially in the pre-split, and Cloudy's character just basically became a non-factor within the show, and we'll probably never see Cloudy compete in BFDI ever again. Another character I want to talk about is Bomby, and I know Bomby did get a lot of screen time in BFDIA after the hiatus, but again, that's only after the hiatus. I mean, Bomby's character only became an actual character until after the hiatus, and the writers actually started utilizing Bomby's character. And Bomby did make it to the final A in BFDIA, which is pretty good, but again, in TPOT, you could have seen the Bomby actually build off that, but they really didn't build Bomby off that at all. I feel like they were only anticipating on using Bomby as a main figure in BFDIA and not the power of 2. I mean, her character did improve in TPOT, don't get me wrong. Her in BFB was just awful, and in the pre-split just wasn't very good. And I feel like Bomby's character could have built into its own and been one of the best characters within the show, because Bomby is actually a very nice character and was one of the actual only good nice characters that seemed to have a personality and actually had other dynamics with characters, but then just got cut super short in the power of 2, and again, probably won't come back because Bomby doesn't really have that big of a fan base. And the last character I'll be talking about is Eggy, and I swear I used to hate Eggy. Eggy was my least favorite character in BFDI, but the more and more I watch BFDI, the more and more I like Eggy. I feel like Eggy was a very solid voice of reason character and also had very good logic behind things, could act out emotionally and could be annoying towards fans, but it feels like we need a realistic character like Eggy. I mean, Eggy acts like a flawed human being that has emotions and can sometimes be arrogant, but again, it's not really Eggy's intentions, and I feel like that's what makes Eggy's character such a good character, because it feels like Eggy is an actual relatable personality, and I feel like that's such a nice thing to have on such a chaotic and unrealistic show like The Power of 2, and I feel like Eggy was kind of a misunderstood character. A lot of people thought Eggy, like myself before, was just not a very fun or nice character, but that's just simply not true. We see other actions of Eggy being really nice, but it just seems like the bad moments of Eggy outshine within the community and the fandom besides her good moments. And Eggy would literally be the prime character to have a redemption arc with, because it's literally all there in the pudding. It all fits her character super well. But that's just my opinion. If you have any other characters you want to see rejoin TPOT or BFDIA, or just return in a new season regardless, put them down in the comment section below and subscribe for more BFDI content.